Hello students, myself Shaifa Shah from IT department, and we are going to continue with the lecture series of microprocessor and microcontroller. Now, in the last session, we have completed a topic related to interrupt programming in assembly and C. Now, in today's session, we are going to start with the another topic, that is serial programming with 8 at Mega32. So let's see the concepts related to serial programming, and we will see the serial programming in assembly and C. So what does the serial programming in means? So whenever we talk about this general purpose register, that is from R0 to R31 for at Mega32, so it will work for each and every instruction. It will transfer the data in a parallel way. But there are some situations where we need to send the data serially, that is bit by bit, depending on the situations. Right. So the USART mode, that is universal synchronous or synchronous transmitter and receiver of this at Mega32, this will work for this serial port programming. Right. So it will work for the normal asynchronous, double speed asynchronous, master synchronous, and the slew synchronous mode features. Now for this we will see the asynchronous programming in our syllabus. So the synchronous mode can be used to transfer data between the AVR and the external peripherals such as ADC and EEPROMs. Right. Now in this AVR microcontroller, 5 registers are associated with it for the procedural programming. First, that is the UDR, that is the USART data register, where we will store the data and from which we are defining the baud rate. Then there is a 3 control registers, that is UCSRA and UCSRB and UCSRC, that is USART control and status register. And third, that is UBRR, that is USART baud rate register. So from this we can, these 3 registers, we will do the serial programming for transferring the data as well as for the receiving the data. Right. So let's study first what are all the 3 registers for the serial mode programming. So first, when we talk about that UBRR register, that is the USART baud rate register. Now for serial programming, it is very essential that at which speed we need to send a bit by bit on the output device, so that the data can be occurred, then data can be received again bit by bit and can be shown as simultaneously on the particular device. Right. So for that, the speed can be defined with the help of UBRR register, that is USART baud rate register. Right. So first of all, what is the baud rate? So the baud rate in the AVR is programmable. This is done with the help of 8-bit register called UBRR. Right. For a given crystal frequency, the value loaded in UBRR decides the baud rate. So it will depend on the crystal frequency on which our AVR is working. Right. For the different crystal frequencies, we will get the different UBRR value, and we will store that values in UBRR register. So from that value itself, it will calculate the speed of the data, and one by one bit can be sent at that particular speed. So the equation for finding this UBRR value, that is first of all the desired baud rate, that is equal to F oscillator, that is the crystal frequency, divided by 16 into bracket x plus 1, where x stands for the value that is loaded in the UBRR value. Now the baud rate will be given to us, so the desired baud rate is known, so F oscillator is given to us, so the crystal frequency is known. From these two values, we will calculate the value of x from the equation, that is x is equal to F oscillator divided by 16 into desired baud rate minus 1. Right. For example, if our F oscillation is 8 megahertz, then substitute the 8 megahertz in our F oscillations. So 8 megahertz divided by 16 into x plus 1. So the baud rate equation x, that is equal to 500 kilohertz divided by baud rate minus 1. Right. Similarly, here you can see whatever the value we need to store in UBRR, that is stored in the UBRR register using the FOS frequency. So that has been shown in this diagram. Right. So again, as we have discussed, that the asynchronous mode as well as the double speed asynchronous mode is working for the USART mode. So for doubling, for divide by 4, divide by 2 is used for making the speed double and half of the 8. Now as you can see in the below figure, there is one example and related to that particular frequency, which is 8 megahertz. For our 8 mega 32, we have find out the different baud rates, right? So here we have given the different baud rates. First, that is the 9600, second 4800, third that is 2400, and fourth that is 1200. So in the previous equation, whatever we have find, that is f oscillator is equal to desired x is equal to f oscillator divided by 16 into desired baud rate minus 1. So substitute the baud rate and the f oscillations in that particular equations. So you will find the different values for the different baud rates. So first of all, for 9600, the value should loaded in the UBRR, that is the 33 in hexadecimal, right, and a 51 in decimal. Similarly, when we talk about the second, that is 4800, so the value should be loaded in UBRR, that is the 67 in hex and 107 in decimal. Then third, for 2400, that is 207 in decimal and CF in hexadecimal. And last, for 1200, the data that is stored in UBRR, that is 415 in decimal and 19F, that is 19F in hexadecimal. So as you can see in the last figure, the last example, that the data in UBRR value exceeds from the 8-bit. So our UBRR register, basically it is a 16-bit register, that is 0 to 15, in which the lower bit is set in a UBRRL, that is a UBRR lower byte, which is 0 to 7, and higher byte is stored in UBRRH, which is 0 to 8 to 50, right? And similarly, this particular data register is loaded with the help of read and write instruction, and which is also a 8-bit instruction, right? Now, how the data is transferred and how it is received simultaneously and serially has been shown in this USART transmit block diagram. So as you can see here, there is on the left hand side, there is the RxT pin, and on the right hand side there is the transmission pin. So whenever the data has been, let's say, received in in this register, so the data, whenever one by one bit will received at the received pin, that will be transferred to the shift register. But the shift register is having a stop bit and a start bit, and from the start and stop bit, it can be defined that the data can be the data, whenever the new data can come, right? The start bit will always be 0 and the stop bit will always be 1, right? And the 8-bit data will be received in the receive shift register. Now this particular 8-bit shift register data that will transfer to the data buffer, and with the help of data bus it is given to the transmit buffer, and the transmit buffer will shift the data with the help of shift register to the TXD pin. So this is how the data can be transferred bit by bit serially and received serially in this USART mode. Now, so in the area to provide the full duplex serial communication, there are two shift registers, that is the transmit shift register and the receive shift register. Each shift register has a buffer and is connected to it directly. These buffers are called as transmit data buffer register and the receive data buffer register. And the USART transmit data register and USART receive data buffer register shares the same IO address, which is called as USART data register, which is data UDR register, right? Whenever you write the data to UDR, it will transfer to the transmit data register and it will send to the data. And whenever you will read the data will be read from UDR register to the receive buffer data. Clear? So now here we have discussed first register, that is UBRR, and what is the value and how the value can be find out for storing the value. Now second, we will see the different control and status register for transferring the data serial and receiving the data serially. So first, that is the USARCA register, that is USART control and status register A. Now, as you can see in this figure, again a UCSRA register, that is the 8-bit register, which is shown in from D0 to D7 bit. D0 bit, and that is MPCM, then U2X, PE, then DOR, then FE, then UDRE, TXC, and RXC. Right? Now we will discuss each and every one by one functions. So first, that is the pin D7, that is RXC. So what does RxC stands for? That is receive complete. So whenever the data is transferred, right, and all the data has been received, and if the received register is empty, then the receive complete pin will be activated. So the data user can be know that the data in which which we want to receive, that receive has been completed. Right. Similarly, D6 pin that stands for the transmit complete. So this flag will be set when the entire frame which has been stored which we need to transmit, that is transmitted one by one, and if there is no data in this transmit shift register or buffer, then particular transmit complete will be set, and we will the user will know that the transmission has been completed. Then third, that is the UDRE, that is D5 bit. So UDRE stands for USERT data register empty. So whenever the data register is empty while transmitting or receiving, and the new processes can be start at that particular time, the UDRE bit will set to 1, right? Then fourth, that is D4 bit, that is FE, that is the frame error. So this bit is set if a frame error has occurred in receiving the next character in the receive buffer. So if the expected value is 0, but if it is come as 1, then the frame error will occur and it will set to 1, so that we can know that the receiving data has been generated an error. So we can eliminate that error at particular time. Then for D3 bit, that is DOR, that is data overrun. So whenever the data is overflowed, that is higher than 8 bit, then this data overrun bit will be 1. So it will say that this transmit register or the receive register is right now full, and no further data can be taken in that particular register. Then PE, that stands for the parity error. So whenever the parity error is, this bit is set if parity bit is enabled and the next character in receive buffer has parity error when received. And last, so D1 bit, that is U2X for transmit, for doubling the data speed, and MBCM, that is for the multi-processor communication mode. It is used, but we will not use in our this syllabus. Then next, that is the UCSRB register. Now this is also again a 8-bit register. First TXB8, RXB8, UCSZ2, TXEN, RXEN, UDRIE, TXCIE, and RXCIE. Now, it is similar to this UCSRA register, where you can see the last 3 pins that is used same as for the RA receive complete, RA transmit complete, and the UDRE complete, but that is using this interrupt flag. So whenever we are making this program, serial programming using interrupt, then this particular bit of UCSRB register should be used for monitoring rather than the last 3 bits of the UCSRA. Then whenever we need to receive the data, this receive enable pin, that is the D4 bit, should be set to 1, so the data can be received successfully. And if we want to transmit the data serially, then this TXEN pin, that is the D3 bit of UCSRB register, should be set to 1, so that the transmission can be possible. Right. Then UCSZ2, that is for counting the character, which we will see after seeing the UCSRC register. And last 2, that is RXB8 and TXB8. So if there are total 9 bits in the error, in the transmit or the receive buffer, then the added 9th bit that will be shown in TXB8 while transmitting, or if we are receiving the 9th bit, then that is shown in the RXB8. Right. Also, this we will not use in detail. Now, third, that is UCSRC register. Now, here you can use UCSRC register. Again, it is a 8-bit register. So it will have a UCPOL, UCSZ0, UCSZ1. So, and UCSZ2 in B register. So these 3 bit will form for the characters. Then UCSBS for the select stop bit select. Then UPMO, that is, and UPM1 for the mode select. That is either synchronous mode or asynchronous mode. And last, there is UMSCL, that will be selection bit. And last, URSCL, that will be selected for either it will be work as a UCSRC register, or it will work as a UBRRH register. Right? This URSCL, that is D7 bit, is also in the UBRR register last bit. So which stands if it is 1. If it is 1, then it will be working as the UBRS register. And if it is 0, then it will be working as UBSCL register. Then UMSCL, so it will select the mode select. It is 0, then it's asynchronous. 1, that is synchronous operation. Then UPM1 and UPM0. So if it is 00, then it is disabled. 01, then it is reserved. 10, then it will check the odd parity and even parity, and 11 it will check the odd parity. Then USBS, that how many stop bits should be added. If 0 is written, then 1 bit of stop bit will be added, and if 1 is written, then 2 bit stop bit will be added. Then last, that is UCPOL. So it will be working for the synchronous mode only, but we are working with asynchronous mode, so this will not be used in this section. Now, as we have discussed, then UCSRB register will have a bit that is UCSZ2, and in this C register, that is UCSZ1 and UCSZ0. So this, the combination of these 3 bits will form that how many characters of data should be there. So if it is 000, then 5, 001, that's 6, 0107, 011, then 8, and 111, that is 9. Here by default, we will use the 8-bit data for our transferring as well as receiving. So we are using this fourth option, that is 011, while selecting this bits. Right? So that's all for the today's session. Here we have discussed the basic theory related to this serial communication. And now in the next session, we are going to discuss the serial port programming for transmitting as well as for receiving. And we will see how to program the serial port programming in C. Right? So that's all for today's session. Thank you for watching. We will meet soon.